Thanks for joining Discovery Agriculture TV. Under the blazing summer sun, long rows of watermelon vines stretch to the horizon. It might look peaceful, but this is the busiest moment of the year. Harvest time. For farmers, choosing the right moment to harvest is everything. Watermelons don't continue to ripen after picking, so each fruit must be cut at its peak. They look for clear signs. The stem near the fruit dries or turns brown. The rind becomes darker, and the surface veins more pronounced. A gentle tap on the rind gives a deep, resonant sound, not a high, hollow one. The melon feels heavy for its size, loaded with juice. In many parts of China, especially in smaller or more traditional farms, harvesting is done entirely by hand. Workers move quickly along the rows with knives or shears, carefully cutting each fruit from the vine and placing it into padded baskets or onto small trailers. A skilled team can harvest 4,500–5,000 melons per day, with individual fruits weighing around 5 to 7 kilograms. Manual harvesting takes time, but it minimizes bruising and is ideal for premium melons. Once cut, the melons are collected into bins or loaded onto trucks and taken straight to the processing and packing facilities. The countdown to preserving their freshness has already begun. At the packing center, watermelons are unloaded and moved onto conveyor systems that begin the cleaning process. To remove soil, dust, and field debris, the fruit passes through wet brush or dry brush systems, where rotating nylon rollers and water sprays gently scrub the rind. This step is crucial. It improves appearance and hygiene and prepares the fruit for sorting and export. Next, the watermelons enter automatic grading lines, often using systems similar to Unitec or Unibas. These machines can handle up to 3 fruits per second per lane, weighing each melon and sorting them into size and weight classes, commonly between 6 and 12 kilograms. The automation doesn't just save labor, it improves consistency, reduces human error, and ensures customers receive uniform fruit. After grading, melons are packed into cartons or specialized cardboard boxes, each carrying around 15–22 kilograms. These boxes are then stacked on pallets, often around 50 boxes per pallet, ready for forklifts to move them into cold storage or directly onto refrigerated trucks. In parallel, separate processing lines handle watermelon juice. Whole fruits are washed again, sorted, and fed into cutting and pressing machines that extract the juice. The juice passes through degassing systems to remove excess air and homogenizers to ensure an even texture. Before being filled into bottles or cartons in a sterile environment. Leftover pulp and rind are not wasted. They're crushed into small pieces and processed into organic fertilizer. From this modern chain, watermelons leave the factory in many forms. Fresh whole melons packed for supermarkets and wholesale markets. Chilled watermelon juice, ready to drink in bottles and cartons. Processed ingredients for smoothies, desserts, and beverages. In some farms, a more creative way of growing, hanging watermelons, is used to produce high-end fruit. Vines are trained along trellises or sturdy frames made of steel or wood. As the fruit begins to form, each melon is placed placed into a basket or mesh bag and suspended. This keeps the fruit off the soil, reduces pest and mold risks, and allows for more uniform shape and coloring. Although initial investment for trellis systems and bags is 20–30% higher than traditional cultivation, hanging watermelons can sell for 2 to 3 times the price of regular field melons. The fruit often has impressive appearance, fewer blemishes, and high commercial value. Yields can increase by 10 to 15% thanks to better air circulation and reduced disease pressure. On the other side of Asia, Japan has taken watermelon creativity even further with its famous square watermelons. Developed in the 1980s, they are made by placing young melons into rigid square molds. As the fruit grows, the mold forces it into a cube shape, about 7 inches per side and weighing 11–15 pounds, perfect for stacking and fitting into standard refrigerators. These square melons are not grown for mass eating, but as luxury gifts and decorative items. With limited production of only 200–300 fruits per year and a spoilage rate of 30–40%, they are rare and expensive. Retail prices typically range from $70 to $200 USD, and some auctioned fruits can reach $500 USD. Before any of these products exist, everything starts with soil preparation and variety selection. Watermelons require loose, nutrient-rich, well-drained soil with a pH between 6.0 and 6.8. Heavy, compacted, or waterlogged soils can cause root diseases and poor fruit quality. In many areas of China, such as Xinjiang, Gansu, and other melon regions, fields are often covered with plastic film mulch after shaping the beds. This mulch helps to reduce weed growth, maintain soil moisture, warm the soil earlier in the season. Selecting the right variety or hybrid is another key step. Farmers choose based on climate, disease pressure, and market demand. Some varieties are preferred for sweetness and thin rind, others for size. The watermelon growing process typically begins in one of 2 ways: direct seeding into the field, raising seedlings in trays or small pots, then transplanting. In modern production, especially in China, farmers often start seeds in trays, sometimes grafting the young seedlings onto disease-resistant rootstocks to improve tolerance to pests and soil-borne diseases. When seedlings reach about 6 to 8 inches in height and have several true leaves, they are transplanted into the field. Spacing is important. Plants are usually set 3–5 feet apart within the row to give vines room to spread and fruit to develop. China has widely adopted specialized sowing and planting machines, such as the GMS SF2 and similar models. Some models are integrated with drip irrigation or misting systems, greatly improving efficiency, reducing labor, and increasing accuracy in large-scale farms. The main watermelon season generally runs from March to July, when temperatures and daylight are favorable for rapid vine growth. Around 25–30 days after planting, watermelon plants begin to produce yellow flowers. Male flowers appear first, soon followed by female flowers, which can be recognized by the miniature fruit forming at their base. Pollination is performed mainly by bees and wind. Healthy pollination is essential. Some farmers even place beehives near their fields to ensure strong pollinator activity. During this period, the plant channels nutrients and water into the developing fruit. China is often called the Kingdom of Watermelons. With more than 67 million tons of watermelons produced every year, the country accounts for about 60% of global output. Watermelons are not only grown in vast open fields in regions like Xinjiang and Gansu, but also in modern, highly mechanized farms. Domestic consumption is huge as well, on average. Each person in China consumes nearly 50 kilograms, about 110 pounds, of watermelon per year. This massive demand drives continuous improvements in farming techniques, seed breeding, machinery, and post-harvest technology. Beyond fresh consumption, China and other producing countries are investing heavily in processing, juice production, and value-added products, turning watermelons into a versatile raw material for the food and beverage industry. Finally, beyond numbers and machines, watermelon is also a symbolic fruit. In many cultures, especially across Asia, watermelon represents summer, abundance, and celebration. The story of watermelon is full of sweet surprises, and that's the journey, from harvest to processing to table, from soil preparation to flowering to industry-leading production, from ancient symbol to modern innovation. One fruit, many forms,